those kind of games where it's really close and tight?
I do. Me and Mr. Pritchard were talking earlier. When this group of seniors were 10th graders and our group of juniors were 9th graders, we were 3-8, and we lost 4 or 5 games that year, just like we've won the last 2 weeks. And I think that experience as 9th and 10th graders being on the field for us during those games, and then being losses, honestly, helps you to win those games down the road. And I think the maturity level of our defensive football team has helped. They try to do exactly what the coaches do, and our coaches give them the opportunity to go be players as well. And, you know, Jamal Miles is the one who made that play, but there was guys all over the field that night making plays, and Jamal's effort was unreal. He's 40 yards away, and that's their fastest guy. He's got the ball in his hands. He's already scored on a quick screen earlier in the game where he ran away from us, and it's do or die, and Jamal went and made the play.
A much different game and opponent. I mean, Calera, more about the speed. Stanhope, more about the size and beat you up. How'd you feel about the way we came out against Stanhope and a different opponent?
Well, you know, it's like you said, I think they were doing a little bit of trying to keep it away from us, and I think that had something to do with the rhythm of our offense as well. But, you know, they're huge up front, and they got a big running back, and their quarterback runs it, throws it well enough to scare you because they got some guys on the edge that can go get it. But I think that was their game plan, to come in and bang it, and let's shorten this ball game and let's keep it close. And they did a really good job of that, and our defense did a great job in the third quarter getting us the ball back, and unfortunately we turned it over. And we were really blessed to win a ball game where we lose a turnover battle. We were -3 and they were -2, so we were -1 for the game. So those turnovers happened right there in the third quarter when we got a 14-7 lead. And if we just take one of those turnovers, go down the field and score, it's probably over. But we didn't, and we turned it over, and our defense bowed their neck a couple of times, and they popped one. So I think that was part of their game plan, to bang it on us, and we got two different styles of play in 2 weeks, and I think our guys adjusted to it pretty well.
Yeah, you said there were only 5 turnovers. It felt like there were about 12 of them in a
It did.
10-play span right there.
Well, and there was 3 and 4 plays.
Yeah.
You know, we had a fumble, and then they fumbled it right back, and then we run a play and then fumbled it right back to them, and then 2-3 plays later, they're in the end zone. It's 14-13. So, and we got our drive going right there, and I think we ended up punting and then running it going for it on 4th down right before the staying alive play to keep them in the game. But I think if we press a little bit more in the third quarter and go get a score, that game probably could be 28-7.
First half, kind of all about Antonio Trone, their running back, who very impressive. Second half, more about Gabe Gamble.
Yeah.
He gets so much better in that second half. Do you think shutting Trone down in the second half was our defense used to being against Gabe?
Well, I think that helps, no doubt. But I think what happened was we got them out of rhythm. We took 2 long drives, 6, 8 play, 10 play drives, go down the field and score, and they had their hands on their hips. Their offense standing on their sidelines, not playing and not snapping the ball, and then they were required to come back and get that motor started, and they really didn't until we turned it back over to them. But I think it had more to do that in the second half was us disrupting their rhythm, and they did the same thing to us in the first half.
Let's go to that last sequence. Corey Perkins intercepts a pass late, looks to be close to being ball game.
Sure.
From that point on, what was sort of the mindset, offense with the ball?
We want to get 3 first downs and end this thing. We knew they had 2 timeouts, and I don't know if you guys remember during that drive, we'd run the power, and Gabe's about to pop it, and he gets his toe caught on BJ's heel as BJ's making a block, trips and falls on 2nd down. I don't know if he scores, but I think we're down inside their 20, and that thing's over right there. But that's the difference in that little half inch, of being a touchdown or being 3rd down and us going forward on 4th down. But and give Stanhope credit. They made a play right there on 4th down when they had to make a play.
Yeah, and before we run out of time, I got plenty of questions on this last play. We might do more of them just off the mic here. But after a play like that, is there a message to the team of a little bit of you got lucky, you got away with this, or is this all about a win is a win?
No, a win is a win, and it's hard to get wins. So when you get one, you be grateful and you be humble. But the message was that's effort. Jamal Miles is that far away. He never quit on the play. And anybody in that stadium at that point that saw that kid run down the sidelines thought, here it is, he's going to score. Well, Jamal comes from as far away as he comes. That's effort. That is effort. And that's what we hammer our kids about. It's the only two things on the planet you control, whether it's you, me, or the backside corner, is your attitude and your effort. If his attitude at that point is, well, they just got us, and his effort is just any off, he doesn't give great effort right there, that kid scores easily. It was a never say die attitude, and his effort across the field was the reason why we won the game, and that's what I wanted our team to know.
I'm not sure I've seen you as animated as when that game went final.
Yeah.
Fired up.
Yeah.
What went through your mind there at the end?
Somebody get him. Somebody get him. We can't lose like this. And once I saw Jamal start breaking run, I knew he had a chance. And the only concern I had was is he going to put his foot in the ground and cut back on us? And we knocked him out of bounds at the 4, and happy. Happy, man. It was great to be back, and it was great to win. And everybody wants to blow folks out, but for us to have a chance to make a run of any kind, we have to win games like that. And I was proud of our team. That was a mature way to finish a football game.
Well, I don't know if my heart can take another finish like
I'll
that,
take
but
it.
we got a
Man,
big.
I'll take it. I'll take every one of them. The rest of them, 14-13, making a play on the inside the 5. I'll take it.
Hey, as long as we're winning, let's keep
Yes.
it going. Well, we will preview that coming up later in the show. When we come back, we talk to several key guys from the Panther football team. And later on, we have basketball in the house. We talk with Coach Morrison as well as Coach Dickinson, several of their key players. That is coming up on the Panther Pulse right after this.
It's easy to trust a business that's got good history. Golden Rule Barbecue and Grill has been cooking up good eats since 1891, when the first Golden Rule opened up in Irondale. Golden Rule has been one of Pelham's most popular go-to spots since 1980. Whether you want a pork sandwich, slab of ribs, or a feast tailor-made for tailgating, Golden Rule is ready to serve. Good food with a good history. Golden Rule Barbecue and Grill in the Pelham Town Center, just a few doors down from Publix.
Brooke Ellison is a surprising person.
When I was 11 years old, I was hit by a car and no one expected me to live.
She surprised people by living.
I've been paralyzed from the neck down and on a ventilator since that time.
And she surprised them by going to college.
Tomorrow, I will graduate from Harvard.
Determination. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
State Farm Insurance agent Joseph Chambers is a proud supporter of Pelham Panther Athletics. Joseph and his staff can take care of your home and auto insurance needs as well as life insurance. State Farm was recently ranked #1 by J.D. Power & Associates for life insurance customer satisfaction. Joseph's office is located in the Canyon Park Office Center. His number, 205-663-3276. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
If you call yourself Golden Rule, you've created high expectations for yourself. Each day, the folks at Golden Rule Barbecue and Grill want to make your dining experience one they'd enjoy as well. That means a hello when you walk in the door, service with a smile, and delicious food made to order. Their pit-cooked barbecue is aimed to give you that homemade feeling. Golden Rule Barbecue and Grill, serving up good eats in Alabama since 1891 and ready to serve you in the Pelham Town Center, just a few doors down from Publix.
Back here at Golden Rule Barbecue and Grill with 4 key players from the Pelham Panthers. Joining us now, Fabian Calderon, Nico Ramos, Christian Pritchett, and Jackson Drake. Guys, welcome to the Pulse, and how we feeling tonight?
Good. Feeling good.
So, we want to get y'all's thoughts on the game Friday, a contrast in opponents from Calera to Stanhope. What was the preparation like with the physicality of the Mustangs?
They were big, and film lies. Film will always lie whenever you're watching it. You can't tell how big people are until you get in front of them. But usually with people, they're going to be slow and they're going to be tired in the second half. And we knew that we were going to have pressure on us. And so the big thing was stop the run. Get up in there, get in their face, fill those gaps, and stop what you can.
What was kind of the mentality? Antonio Tron had a big first half running the ball. Our defense really tightened up, and just a big physical guy. I mean, chipping away. what was the mentality in that second half to get those stops and get the win?
A lot of things, on the field, we see things different than what you're in the stands. And on the field, we could see it. We could see he was getting tired. His steps were getting smaller. He was breathing. He was laying down a little bit longer, and we saw that. And so we were like, we're going to put some pressure on this guy. We're going to send some more heat. We're going to bust through those gaps as hard as we can and hit him as hard as we can because we knew he was going to quit at some point. And eventually, he did go down, and he sat there, and he sat on that sideline for a good while when he took his breath.
Yeah, now obviously on the defensive side of the ball, that last play is going to stand out to anybody. What is y'all's angles? What's y'all's viewpoints? Somebody start us out here. What do you see?
Man, it was just something unexpected, I guess you could say. I just remember, backpedaling. The coaches always tell us Rule 21, so that means anybody, if you're the last guy, then you have to have everybody in front of you. It was Jamal on my side, and then, which made the tackle, and then it was me. I was the safety. So can't say I was running, chasing him down. He took a little extra boost, and then I just, dang, he got me there. But then Jamal Miles came up from behind me, took the play, and he made the play.
Could you have any idea what was going on, from that field angle? From up top, we could see it develop, and, oh, no, we're in trouble. He's got a lane here. Could you sense that from the field, or was it just a bang, bang, make a play type of moment?
Oh, no, yeah, I for sure felt that. I felt the, what's it called? The atmosphere just changed, shift. Everybody's mood just went, and then when I saw the lateral, I just okay, I got to turn on the Jets. But he beat me, but Jamal and Miles able to make the play.
How many times have y'all thanked Jamal this week?
A lot. He definitely received what he got. There's things that we plan for and prepare for, and then there's just football. And that was a just football type of play. You can't plan for that. You got to turn it on.
So last year, particularly the final two games, we lose two close games, two heartbreakers. How does it feel to be on the winning side of that, and do you think those losses kind of helped you in these moments?
Yeah, I feel like, at the end of the day, we can't get those games back. So I know coming into this off season, this preseason, everything, I really, not just me, but the whole team felt those losses in the last year. So I know we had a chip on our shoulder, and we knew that we needed to come back stronger and better.
Y'all getting stressed out yet with all these close games?
Man, I don't know what it is.
We've definitely experienced, especially on the defense side, a lot of pressure on our shoulders. And, with that, we get stronger, just as if it was a weight on our shoulders. We're going to get stronger and get better at carrying that weight.
We just want to give y'all a little show.
Yeah, we can't make it too easy now.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of a show, we got a big one coming up Friday. Big region implications, two teams undefeated in the region. And it doesn't hurt matters that it is our toughest rival, our most bitter rival. Helena in town, what are your thoughts on that one?
With Helena, there's always the unexpected factor. It couldn't matter if they were undefeated and we had lost every single game, or we were undefeated and they had lost every game. Rivalries, you can't expect anything. The film will lie, the people will lie. You have all this trash talking in your ears, and you just have to figure out how to cancel all that out and focus on playing football and doing your job.
Yeah, when I was at Pelham, the rivalry game was Thompson. We hadn't split yet. And so we didn't care really what was going on. We would take a win over Thompson over like a first-round win, sometimes even like a second, third-round win. We wanted to beat Thompson that bad. Is that the feeling with this kind of game? I know you don't want the coach to hear you say that, but do y'all feel that way going into this week? This is the game?
I mean, the only thing that's been playing in our minds is 62-20. 62-20. They didn't let up, so we're not going to let up.
Yeah, I feel what you're saying, like it's one of the biggest rivalries, but at the end of the day, that's not what's going to get us to the state championship. That's not what's going to get us to the playoffs. So it's just another game. We just got to prepare like we always prepare. And then, like Jackson said, we got 60-20 taste, so we're not going to take it easy on them.
Well, let's bring in these other guys and hear from them. Christian and Nico now getting mic'd up, and I do want to hear from you guys, your thoughts on that final play with Stanhope.
Well, switch. This one's a little
hot potato here.
That didn't do anything. Oh, well.
There we go.
All right.
So walk us through, what's going through your mind on that last play.
I mean, just like Jackson said, there's certain plays you can prepare for, and there's certain ones you can't, and that was just one of those, just football.
Well, really, I mean, I don't play defense, I play offense. But when I saw the lateral, I turned away thinking that was it, and then everyone started cheering on the sideline and everyone started rushing the field. And so,
well, first you hear that opposing sideline erupt, and then you hear them go quiet, and yeah, kind of that energy kind of changes, and just crazy stuff. So, Christian, I got one for you. Offense in the second half of both of the last two games kind of comes alive. What do you think you can attribute that to, and how do you play for 4 quarters this Friday?
I mean, it's Helena. You want to beat them as bad as you can because they beat us, 42 points, something like that? And, I mean, we want to double that or something.
So y'all all remember that score, man. That one's imprinted there. And what are you most looking forward to, and this question for both of you, what are you most looking forward to about Friday, what is sure to be a playoff atmosphere, and could be more than a playoff atmosphere, I mean a packed house and playoff implications?
Looking forward to showing up. I mean, showing out. Last year, we didn't get to do what we wanted to do, and I think this is a good chance to show off what we've been building up for 2 years.
And do you guys take extra motivation? Last year region champs, but we did not play Helena, to maybe, make up for that as well.
Absolutely. I mean, it's probably going to be sold out. I mean, have the tickets gone live yet? I have no clue, but they're probably already sold out. I mean,
I can already tell you, I don't know, but it will be.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a playoff game, so it'll probably be a tight game, but hopefully the offense can, get out of our little slump in the first half and score 14, 21 in the first quarter. Maybe, I don't know.
So how do you guys, we talk about the hype and all this energy that goes into a rivalry game like this, how do you control that and maybe use it for good and not get overhyped?
It's like Fabio was saying, it's just another game, and you just got to really, really ingrain that in yourself, and there's really nothing more to it.
Well, it's gonna be a fun one, gentlemen. Thanks so much for joining us. We look forward to Friday and the rest of the season. When we come back, we switch gears to basketball. Coach Crosby Morrison is with us to talk Pelham girls basketball. That is coming up right after this on the Panther Pulse, live on 93.3 The River.
State Farm Insurance agent Joseph Chambers is a proud supporter of Pelham Panther Athletics. Joseph and his staff can take care of your home and auto insurance needs as well as life insurance. State Farm was recently ranked #1 by J.D. Power and Associates for life insurance customer satisfaction. Joseph's office is located in the Canyon Park Office Center. His number, 205-663-3276. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At some barbecue joints, a pork sandwich is more bread than pork. Not at Golden Rule Barbecue and Grill. Their pork sandwich is packed with so much juicy pit-cooked meat, you'll also need a fork to eat it. Big portions at a not-so-big price. That's the Golden Rule way since 1891. It's the oldest continuously running restaurant in Alabama. Pork, chicken, brisket, ribs, burgers, catfish. Our menu is as loaded as that pork sandwich. Golden Rule Barbecue and Grill in the Pelham Town Center, just a few doors down from Publix.
The skills you can develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you an edge in the high-tech job market of tomorrow. The Guard offers career training to take advantage of your skills in science, technology, engineering, and math that can help give you a leg up to a high-paying and rewarding STEM profession. Get a head start on your career while earning money to pay for college. Log on to NationalGuard.com to learn about all of the STEM career opportunities in the Army National Guard. Sponsored by the Alabama Army National Guard. Aired by the Alabama Broadcasters Association and this station.
And we are back here at Golden Rule as the Panther Pulse rolls on here on 93.3 The River. A little audible here. We're now joined by Coach Greg Dickinson as well as Roy Gonzalez, who's now a regular on the show. He cuts our live stream for us and was on last week to talk about the Letterman, and joining us now to talk some basketball. Guys, how we doing?
Good, good.
Great to have you with us. And, Coach, we will start with you. Last year, first year at Pelham in a Sweet 16 run, pivotal in building your program. How has that momentum carried into the offseason and into this year?
It definitely carried over. Our seniors, that was last year, they definitely left that. They set that bar for our guys with the work ethic. Every day these guys come in here grinding hard. They don't want to just make it to the Sweet 16 again. They want to see how far they can really go, and I think we got a good chance this year.
So even with the guys that you have lost, obviously this summer, you actually got to have more of a summer than you did last year. How much
Right.
do those play dates help, especially when you're replacing so many people on the team?
Oh, they were tremendous. We got to play about 20 games this summer. Everybody got a lot more experience. They got to learn the system a lot better than we did last year, because last year, we were learning as we go. You're learning a new system. You're learning new presses and defenses and all of those things. So towards the end of the year, it finally clicked, but I think this summer it's just natural.
Roy, you've had quite a run already. I feel like you've been at Pelham, 4 or 5 years with just your experience on the team. 2 straight Sweet 16s. Do you embrace those expectations coming into your senior year?
No, of course. I really embrace those expectations and hope to do more because, again, I am mad at myself that we did go out so early, because I know that team that we had last year was good enough to win a state championship, and we did fight some adversity. We weren't able to overcome it as we wanted to, but for sure, I really embrace those expectations. I know we'll be able to overcome those. And
Do you feel your roles changed as a senior, or is it kind of business as usual as far as your leadership?
Most definitely, I do take more of a leadership role this year now that Kendon Maddox is gone. But again, it's all business with me. I've been leading the team for years now, and I'm gonna keep doing it until I'm done.
So how tough is it? I know there's turnover in high school, teams all the time because seniors leave. But how tough is it when you come back like this summer and a team just looks different? How long does it take to maybe get your feel for that new team?
This summer was really good for us because we did lose some key players, but again, we've been working on our chemistry, and it's gonna get better as that summer went on, and I feel like we're in a good place right now. We start practicing in about 2-3 weeks. And we're going to keep building that chemistry, and it might not be as smooth as we want it to be as the season starts, but we'll definitely be there.
Coach, he mentioned Kendon Maddox, the big man down low, familiar face to everybody at Pelham, both on the court and then off the court with all his comedic antics.
Right.
How do you replace a guy like that, and what is this team's identity? I know it's very early, but what do you see this team's identity early without the big man down low?
Well, it's hard to replace a 6'7" giant like Kenan with that's as strong as he was. But I think we got some good guys, some young guys. We got Thompson coming in, and we got Alex Deaver. He's about 6'6". So he's trying to fill that role that Kenan had. So we're not losing too much size, but experience with Kenan, we're losing that. So Alex didn't have as much experience because he messed his knee up previously, and then he didn't get as much minutes last year as he was trying to work his way back in. But we have some younger guys on the guard end that's really stepping it up. And Roy, like Roy said, he's our captain. He's leading these guys strong this offseason right now. I love what has done with the team so far.
You talked about Thompson. Any other newcomers to look out for, guys that we need to keep our eyes peeled for?
Yeah, we got incoming senior Michael Jones. He's a point guard. He's probably one of the top point guards in the state right now. He's very crafty, can create on his own, can shoot it from anywhere, and he's great at getting his teammates involved. I think adding him can definitely make up a lot of the things that we lost with Kendon.
So how much can you adjust your system based off your personnel, especially coming with that turnover this year?
Well, our biggest adjustment was just getting used to pressing. They wasn't used to pressing that much before I got there, but now it just comes naturally. This summer we played some very good teams, and they didn't shy away from it. They knew the rotations a lot better than they knew it last year. I think it's just going to become natural. It's going to be a lot better than it was last year as far as the defensive side of it.
Can being a little more guard heavy help with that press, you think?
Yes, it does. It does. We're able to play a lot faster. We don't have to rely on the offensive sets as much as we used to because the defense is turning it over and we're scoring a lot faster now. And that's the whole goal. Put up many points as we can, play hard-nosed defense, get up quick shots, wear the other team down because I think we're pretty deep. We can sub deep off the bench as well.
Don't make anybody tell you to put a shot clock in. You got to be the team that doesn't need a shot clock, right?
Right. I'm all for the shot clock, though.
Oh, me too.
It's way past due to me.
Roy, Coach talked about MJ and the addition of him. How big is that for you to add a natural point guard to kind of facilitate and get you some open looks?
No, it's definitely big because last year I had to take more of that point guard role, and it did take me away from a couple of shots that I could have had. But adding MJ is just going to be overall great for the team because it just spaces the floor more and it'll allow more opportunities to kick out, get shots open. That's definitely going to help me this year.
Yeah, it definitely helped him this summer. Roy probably averaged about 5 threes a game this summer, and it's just because of how well MJ can create for others. You know, you got to double down on him. You got to respect every time he drive. And Roy he got 2 green lights. He liked that.
Yeah, you can be a shooter, and in a fast offense, you know you're going to get your looks. And I'm an analytics guy, so the more threes, the better for me.
Yes,
so,
sir.
do you like having that fast pace as a shooter?
No, definitely. I mean, as many shots as I can take, I'm just gonna shoot it.
He's trying to hold that smile back.
Whether they go in or not, I'm just gonna keep shooting.
You would be amazed how much I fussed at him last year because he wouldn't take the shots I wanted him, the quick shots. If we get down court and you're wide open, take it. We don't need to pass it 5 more times to get another wide open look. So it took a while for him to adjust to that, but now he's ready.
All right, what would you want to see from the fans? I know, and you know, you're Letterman, so you're out there supporting the football guys. What would you tell these guys, and when can they start coming out and supporting? When's the first event?
The first event will be November the 9th against here at Trussville. We look forward to it. Here at Trussville, basketball players do not play football, so they'll have all their guys. We expect our football guys we probably won't get them to December because I think they have a high chance of winning that state championship. So I already told those guys to be ready. You know, we're going to go all out with all 3 teams, night, JV, and varsity. And when the football guys come in, they'll pick right back up like they did last year. So, but yes, first game November the 9th here at Trussville, and we'll just keep rolling while the football team rolling.
Yeah, I did want to ask about that overlap. I know basketball is one of those sports that the overlap is tough because you're not getting guys in. Even when you do, it takes them a couple weeks to get into basketball shape. Yes. Everyone says basketball shape is different than football shape. So how do you make sure that transition goes as smooth as possible?
Well, my biggest thing, Coach Kazi works great with me in the summer. If I can get a good summer out of them in that month of June, I don't worry about it. The biggest thing is just get that month of the June down packed. Then once they come back, everything will come natural to them, but they'll have to work on their ball handling, shooting, and all that stuff. That might take a little time, but as long as they know the system, it's good, and all you need is one good summer with them. Yeah.
This season, what are the goals?
State championship.
Yeah.
There we go.
I
no
think
hesitation.
I think we got a good chance. The pieces we have with football right now, they are a key part of our defense. I mean, once they out there with defense, it's a fast-paced game.
We saw that fast pace from Jamal Miles on Friday night.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't surprised at all when he did that. Jamal is a hustler.
We saw it on display. Well, we look forward to it. Can't wait to get out there and get in that gym and get things started.
Right.
Guys, thanks for joining us. When we come back, we talk girls basketball. Coach Crosby Morrison joins us right after this. You are listening to the Panther Pulse on 93.3 The River.
State Farm Insurance agent Joseph Chambers is a proud supporter of Pelham Panther Athletics. Joseph and his staff can take care of your home and auto insurance needs as well as life insurance. State Farm was recently ranked number 1 by J.D. Power & Associates for life insurance customer satisfaction. Joseph's office is located in the Canyon Park Office Center. His number, 205-663-3276. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's easy to trust a business that's got good history. Golden Rule Barbecue and Grill has been cooking up good eats since 1891, when the first Golden Rule opened up in Irondale. Golden Rule has been one of Pelham's most popular go-to spots since 1980. Whether you want a pork sandwich, slab of ribs, or a feast tailor-made for tailgating, Golden Rule is ready to serve. Good food with a good history. Golden Rule Barbecue and Grill in the Pelham Town Center, just a few doors down from Publix.
This is an Alabama legacy moment.
The USS Alabama is a World War II-era battleship that first served in the Atlantic Theater, but was better known for helping to take Japanese-held islands in the Pacific between 1943 and 1945. During the Battle of the Philippine Sea, the Alabama's state-of-the-art radar alerted the fleet to incoming aircraft, providing the Americans enough time to scramble fighters and decimate the attacking force. Later, the Alabama served during the Battle of Leyte Gulf and anchored in Tokyo Bay day to unload Allied occupation forces. In 1964, the state of Alabama took possession of the battleship. Alabama school children raised $100,000 in nickels and dimes to help bring the ship to Mobile and create Battleship Memorial Park. The park features the Alabama, the World War II era submarine USS Drum, and an American military aircraft collection. Battleship Memorial Park is one of the state's most visited attractions.
Sponsored by the Alabama Bicentennial Commission, the ABA, and this station.
Back here from Golden Rule Barbecue and Grill, it's the Panther Pulse here on 93.3 The River. And we keep the theme of basketball. We now have Coach Crosby Morrison as well as Savannah Scarborough joining us. How we doing tonight, guys?
Good. Thank you for having us.
Great to have you, and get me in the mood for basketball season. One of my favorite. Me and Caleb agree on that. Last year season, one of, if not the most successful in the program's history, a Sweet 16 appearance as well. Coach, how do you kind of build off of that momentum, and have you seen that in the off season into summer and fall?
Yeah, absolutely. Great season last year. The kids really, we talked during season a lot. December was a rough month for us. We came around, shaped up in January, finished out well in area, and we were able to make a good run. And with all the adversity that we were facing, with COVID and different kids being injured and things like that. And so they grew up a lot. A lot of my seniors, I have 6 seniors this year, or juniors last year, and, they just matured a lot. And they carried that maturity into summer. We had a really, really good summer. Everybody's putting in the work. They kind of know what it takes now to get the results that we need. And we have that accountability and that culture of pushing each other, keeping each other accountable, and, playing for each other. And so we kept that going this summer. We had a really good summer. So moving on into preseason with our new addition of Coach Payne, our strength and conditioning coach, they've been getting after it in the weight room, and we're able to practice some, so it's been really good. So
now that you have that base success, you have that many players returning, you have a great summer, how much does that send your expectations, up?
Yeah, well, it's really easy for me, as a coach. Now I can they know what I want, know what I expect, and, they know what it takes, and it's easy now to just kind of sit back and let them take leadership. And it's really satisfying as a coach. You can kind of give them that trust and that, hey, they're going to do the right thing and they're going to push each other. So, last year was good, but, keep building. They have higher expectations and they have higher goals, and so do I for them.
Savannah, huge shot for you in that game against Helena to secure a region title. Just talk us through that. I mean, I hadn't heard from you just about that moment and how big that was for the program and for yourself.
Yes, sir. Let's see. Okay, so that game was a really big game for us, and I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little nervous before the game. Coach Morrison talked to me. She told me, you're good at defense. That's what you do. And so I played that off. And Lacey, thank you for her for the assist, for passing it to me and trusting me. And during the season, I worked on always finishing my layups, finishing my shots and everything. So when that layup came to play, it was just like another day in practice and just made the ball go through the hoop.
Well, I mean, certainly that crowd made a little difference. Once you made it, it's a little different from practice. So the momentum that came from that, from the Sweet 16 appearance, how, from your vantage point as a player, how has that changed the offseason and the preparation and the confidence?
Well, now we know what to expect for this upcoming season, and we know what to work on and to work better together also, and just keep up the intensity, because this season we have a pretty fast group, and like Coach Morrison said, we have a senior-led team, so we're going to set the pace and the momentum for the underclassmen to fall and roll with us. Yeah,
when you look around, you see so many familiar faces on the team. How does that help y'all? I mean, how does that help y'all going forward? And how much more fun does it make it for y'all?
It makes it fun because we've been together for 4 years, honestly, and that helps us with team chemistry because we trust in each other and we work well together. And also, even when one player's down, we're always picking each other up because we're like one big family. And Coach Morrison helps with that also.
Do you notice a difference in the leadership with we've got people on this team that, Lacey's been playing since, 8th, 7th grade. Even the non-seniors, is there a noticeable difference in their approach?
Oh, absolutely. it's funny when I talk to coaches in the summer, they're like, "Gosh, you still have them?" I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, yeah. When I came in, they were little babies. Lacey was an 8th grader, and all these seniors, they were freshmen, and they learned. They were actually really good leaders as freshmen, and they were really good freshmen. Not obviously their skill, but they were coachable, and they were good teammates. And that goes so far. And the culture that we set 4 years ago, they've carried that on, and they're instilling that culture into the ones that we're getting from the middle school and the kids that happen to move in. And it's a really good thing. It's satisfying to watch for sure.
To have seen it grow this much in your time at Pelham, I mean, where do you see the ceiling going from here as far as what this program can be?
Yeah, I think the ceiling is extremely high for this group. I think these guys have, all the potential in the world, and, it's just theirs to work to get it for sure. And, they have all the skill. The season's going to be what they can make it. And, I'm really, really excited for them to kind of reap the benefits of them working hard, and we still got to put a ton of work in, obviously. Nothing is given for sure, but they know they have to work for it.
Now, you mentioned Lacey already. What does it do for y'all when you can return? Obviously, I know she won a couple of awards, Player of the Year stuff from different outlets, leading scorer. What does it do for y'all confidence-wise when you can bring somebody back who's already accomplished so much?
Yeah, she's a great player, and we're excited to have her come back. But what doesn't, get published and get put out there to the social media outlets is, how good of a teammate she is and how good of a teammate they are to each other. And, we preach all the time. Last year we actually got to see it. She was out for quarantine a few times, and we won some big games without her. And, players stepped up, and players got confidence. She was out, and Savannah had to step up and make some big shots in some games and carry a lot of load. And, everything happens for a reason. That's what I told them. We went through such a rough December month because, different things. And it really benefited us towards the end of the season that, hey, we were put in that situation. These kids had to step up. They had to learn and be, go through that experience, later on. So it was really good. We're excited to have her back, but we're also excited to have our 6 seniors and, a few new ones coming up from the middle school. So super excited about that.
You're not asking for another December like that to learn from,
Oh,
are you?
No. I'm hoping that's a one-time thing.
Savannah, how has COVID and the uncertainty of that sort of changed your approach to every day?
It hasn't really changed my approach necessarily. I would just say COVID made me push myself more. Also, it helped other people in a way. If I was to go down, someone else has to step up and take my spot. So it builds someone else's confidence in that role also. And it just makes me work harder, honestly.
Speak of these newcomers stepping up, anybody we need to keep an eye out on of the young ones?
I say Jordan, Kennedy Lyles. Those are the only 2 I can really think of right now. But majority of the younger ones are good, so yeah.
It's hard to break in when you have already so many returning players.
Right, yeah, good luck there. So, I got to say this. Our student section is great. Sometimes they're a little late. What would you say to them about coming out and making sure they're there from opening tip for the girls' games as well?
Yeah, I mean, these kids really put in so much work that goes unseen. I mean, we are working out and practicing, every single day, and they're going through that, and they would love to see their peers out there. They're out at the football games, they're out at the volleyball games, they're out supporting, other teams. We'd love to see the support, and, they did make history last year, and I think they deserve some support from their classmates. And we go to other places like Chelsea, and they're rocking it out, and go places, like Vestavia, Helena. They're rocking it out for their girls' programs. And, I think our kids are no different. I think they deserve the same amount of, support and respect. So, yeah, I would love to see a huge student section for them.
Give the girls the primetime game.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take that. I don't know where Coach Keel is if she's listening somewhere, but I know she wouldn't be against it, that's for sure.
It's an exciting team to watch. And same thing with you guys. Hewitt, is that the first game for you guys?
No, we have so many volleyball players, so they would be very fresh. So, no. Well, our first game is November 18th against Brookwood.
Okay.
Home game, yes.
Well, we'll hopefully get that packed out. Thanks for joining us, guys. When we come back, we wrap things up with Coach Cosby. Want to thank Coach Morrison and Savannah for joining us. We will be right back here on the Panther Pulse.
State Farm Insurance Agent Joseph Chambers is a proud supporter of Pelham Panther Athletics. Joseph and his staff can take care of your home and auto insurance needs as well as life insurance. State Farm was recently ranked #1 by J.D. Power and Associates for life insurance customer satisfaction. Joseph's office is located in the Canyon Park Office Center. His number, 205-663-3276. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At some barbecue joints, a pork sandwich is more bread than pork. Not at Golden Rule Barbecue and Grill. Their pork sandwich is packed with so much juicy pit-cooked meat, you'll also need a fork to eat it. Big portions at a not-so-big price. That's the Golden Rule way since 1891. It's the oldest continuously running restaurant in Alabama. Pork, chicken, brisket, ribs, burgers, catfish. Our menu is as loaded as that pork sandwich. Golden Rule Barbecue and Grill in the Pelham Town Center, just a few doors down from Publix.
If you're experiencing a temporary financial hardship and are struggling to pay your mortgage, we may be able to help you keep your home. Hardest Hit Alabama is a federally funded foreclosure prevention program. If you qualify, Hardest Hit Alabama can pay your mortgage payments on your behalf or provide other forms of assistance. We've helped thousands of Alabama homeowners, and we may be able to help you. Visit hardesthitalabama.com to learn more. Brought to you by Hardest Hit Alabama, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
It's easy to trust a business that's got good history. Golden Rule Barbecue and Grill has been cooking up good eats since 1891, when the first Golden Rule opened up in Irondale. Golden Rule has been one of Pelham's most popular go-to spots since 1980. Whether you want a pork sandwich, slab of ribs, or a feast tailor-made for tailgating, Golden Rule is ready to serve. Good food with a good history. Golden Rule Barbecue and Grill in the Pelham Town Center, just a few doors down from Publix.
Wrapping things up here from the Panther Pulse at Golden Rule Barbecue and Grill. Want to shout out our other sponsor, Joseph Chambers, your State Farm Insurance Agent. Want to thank both of them for their support of Pelham Athletics and everything we do here on 93.3. Welcoming in again Coach Tom Causey to preview Friday's matchup, and this one needs no introduction. The Helena Huskies coming to Ned Bearden Stadium for a huge region matchup. And, how's this one shaping up, and what are you seeing from the Huskies when you're looking at the film?
Well, they're 4-0 for the first time in school history, and their 4 wins really hadn't been close. Defensively, they'll be the best team we played. They have a sophomore inside linebacker that has been a really, really good player for them. He started last year at the same linebacker. Of course, we didn't get to play him last year, but we saw him on film. Defensive line is unbelievable. They got 2 ends, about 6'6", 6'4", that can run. Interior, they rotate 3 or 4 bodies in there that are big bodies that eat up space in there. And in the secondary, they ask their guys to do a lot, and they do. They start a freshman corner that's a really good player. They'll be the best defense we've seen. And then offensively, they're replacing some guys on the offensive line, but it seems like they've done a really good job of building that back up. They had 3 really good players that they lost from last year's team up front, but they've replaced them with guys who can play. The quarterback's playing really, really well right now, making good decisions with the ball. They're not turning it over, and they're creating turnovers. And when you do that, you have a chance to win every Friday, and they've done a good job of that the last 3 weeks we saw them on film. I hadn't seen the Dallas County game, but their next game 2, 3, and 4, they've definitely created a bunch of turnovers and not turned it over.
Now, I hope I didn't get any of the players in trouble by asking them how excited they were about the game for Helena like this. Is it okay to have that one game circled? I mean, I know coaches, they're all about one game at a time, but is it okay to have one that really stands out?
I think everybody in America that plays athletics has that one rival, right? And it's been a very competitive game. I look back at the scores. Of course, 2 years ago, they blew us out over there, and the year before, I think we won by 3 scores at our place. But other than that, it's been 3, 4-point ball games and really down to the wire. And that's what a rivalry. I mean, if you got close ball games like that, and it's physical, and it comes down to the last second, that creates rivalries even when there's not one. And there's already one, of course, because of the split with the 2 schools. And Coach Busby's done a heck of a job since he's been there. He's got them where they want to be, in statewide and in our region around here. And it just makes that rivalry a little more. I hope this ain't. Honestly, if I knew, if you told me today we lose to Helena and go win a state championship, I'd take the loss to Friday and go win a state championship, and I think Coach Busby would do the same thing. But in your community and in the people who are not actually out there between the lines, a lot of times, let's win that one, and anything else after that's okay. I don't necessarily feel that way. I'd rather win the 15th game. And if we could win the 4th game or 5th game and the 15th, I'll take it.
Yeah, you go 14-1. That's obviously would be
Sure.
just fine if you win the
Well,
15th game, but you're still going to hear it from Helena folks.
Yeah, and they can. And, you know, 2009 when we won the state championship, our rival at Demopolis was always Thomasville, and they were always opportunities to win it in 4A and won it the next year in 4A. And so they had a really good football team, and they beat us in game 10. And they can talk all they want to talk about that, and we won the next 5, and they got beat in the 3rd round. But so, yeah, it is just another game with a little extra spice, and it always will have a little extra spice. We're 4 miles apart, and all these kids went to school together. A lot of their parents in Helena graduated from Pelham when it was all in one school. So, you know, I asked a guy one time, I said, we don't have any second-generation players. I think y'all talked to one tonight with Jackson Drake. His dad played at Pelham. But we don't have a lot of second-generation players. And the guy I was talking to said, yeah, we do. They're just at Helena and Oak Mountain.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you know, that's true. A lot of those guys played at Pelham, and their kids are playing at those 2 schools. So there's a lot of familiarity and there's a lot of connections.
How much added incentive is there that last year's game was a forfeit due to COVID, or is there?
I don't think it is. I don't think it has one thing to do with the other. You know, last year I hated it for both groups of seniors. Win, lose, or draw, that game as a senior, that's the one you will remember. You'll remember all those 4 games, but that last one is your senior year, and neither group of kids from either school got an opportunity to experience that. And I hated that for them, but I don't think it affects us in any way this year.
Some slower starts offensively the last 2 weeks. What's the focus on Friday?
Get started. You know, let's even it doesn't have to be points, but let's go get some first downs, and let's threaten them. You know, let's make them work on defense, and we just got to do what we do. And it's not, you know, halftime adjustments are always great. Let's get the adjustments out of the way right here in this first series, and let's go do some things and get them at least get them something to think about on the other side of the field.
Yeah, and I don't want to add – you can't really add anything else to a rivalry and the emotions and what's at stake. But at the same time, this is 2 teams on top of the region right now, and all in all, with as early as it could be, this kind of could boil down to a region championship, or at least go a long way in determining who wins. Is that the approach y'all are taking?
Yeah, no, but we're 2-0 in the region, and the only 2 teams in the region right now without a loss. And I love that. I think that's great. I think that's great for the rivalry. I think it's great for this game. I look forward to it. Yeah, we don't shy away from talking to our kids about that. They need to know that. And I don't think it tightens us up. I think we've got a mature group of kids, and they need to know that. They need to know what they're playing for, because you know, if we're blessed enough to win, the 2 weeks later you got Wetumpka in here, and if they don't lose another one, they've got 1 loss, we've got no loss. That becomes the same game, right? So every time you win one of those, the next game gets amped up a little bit. So we went through that last year, and I like to be going through it again a few more weeks this year.
With all the chippiness of the rivalry, how have you how have the guys kind of responded in practice?
Well, it's been. I thought we had since I've been there, the best Tuesday we've had this year today. You know, and you talk about the chippiness. We talked to them about that, about social media and all the mess that comes along with this rivalry. It's not going to be about all that hype. That hype will go away after about 4 plays, and it's about responding and not reacting. Let's just go respond to what they're doing to us and not react. And I think the team that handles that the best will get the best start. If you go out there and you're playing an emotional contest, and then you don't have cool heads. We want to play with passion. We don't want to be emotional. We want to be passionate. And there's a tremendously big difference. So let's go be passionate about playing this game and not emotional, right? And all the emotion, you're going to have those anyway. Let's play with passion, and let's kind of get that out on the first few plays, and let that heartbeat slow back down, that adrenaline slow down a little, and let's go play. Let's do what we do in practice. We talked to them today about let's play the game today. Let's play the game today at practice. If we can play the game today at practice, then we have a better idea about what we need to do on Friday.
Yeah, we're about to be 5 weeks into this season.
Sure.
You're going to have two rivalries, 2 games come down to the last second.
Yep.
Have you ever had that first half of a regular season like that before?
No.